Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. How you doing? The Honest Guide. Small and up and coming YouTube channel. These guys are legends. Check them out. Honest Guide, link down below. Why Europeans call these things American. Okay, interesting. Interesting. A fridge? You gotta get on board with the fridge, guys. It preserves food. By the way, I left this door open by accident. Usually I have that shut. And I'm home alone right now, so if somebody comes in through that door, let me know. All right? Let me know. I would appreciate it. Because nobody should be coming through that door. Let me know if I need to practice my Second Amendment. Okay? Anyway.
American bread, American bug
Whoa, 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 whoa. We're just rattling them
attacking
off.
our country. Why do we call these things American when for American they don't need that adjective? Well, let us explain. Hi there, I'm an honest guide here in Czech Republic in
Did he say American bug?
Europe, and this is my favorite series we have on our channel, which is cultural differences. And why do we sometimes use the adjective American to things that are not necessarily American? Let me give you a
Did that say American on there? Oh, it's red, white, and blue. The whole thing's American. That's dope. It's actually an improvement on the American sliced bread because here in America, they include that end cap that everybody just throws out on both sides. It's literally just crust.
Let me give you a first example, and that would be a fridge. This fridge right here, even though it was made in Korea, is actually American. Or if I want to go buy it, if I go online, I will go into the section or into the aisle that says American fridge.
Oh, shit.
Now, you in US would refer to it as the side-by-side.
I would? Oh, I didn't even know that.
We call it American, mainly because it's big and because
I just call it a fridge.
it has the side-by-side door.
I'd actually think like maybe a French door.
So this we refer to as the American fridge, because one half of it is
Just because it's huge.
fridge, the other half is a freezer. But here's the funny part. This we still refer to as the American fridge. It's in the American fridges aisle, but the top part is only a fridge. The bottom is freezer. So in US, they actually refer to this as the French door.
This is actually confusing me a little bit. The first one he showed, I guess I've seen some fridges like that. I wouldn't exactly say that's the most common fridge by a long shot here in America. So I'm surprised that's the American fridge. Freezer on the left, refrigerator on the right. Okay. I mean, I've seen that. I've seen it. Not how my fridge is. My fridge is more like this one.
French doors are now the most popular style of refrigerator, so that demand also brings up the price a little bit.
Samsung, Korean.
That's why I got it, guys. I'm always hopping on the trends.
Samsung, Korean, Korean, Korean. So much for America, huh? Now let's
Yeah, we don't manufacture anything here in America.
stay with these box-shaped objects that we refer to as American, but let's move from the fridge to a coffin. Yes, if somebody dies here and you want to get them a coffin, you can go to the funeral home and
What?
say, I want an American coffin.
Who would do that? Wouldn't that be kind of blasphemous? Get buried in an American coffin?
Now, the difference is that the regular coffin would be cheap and made out of cheap plywood, but the American is like solid, big, and has that opening where you can look at the
What?
dead person.
You guys have cheap coffins?
Now, in US, you'd refer to that as a casket. I actually didn't know the difference between a coffin and a casket. I thought they're synonyms, but the difference is that this is what a coffin looks like, and this is what a casket looks like.
Yeah, okay, now that he mentions it, saying someone's in a coffin is actually kind of freaky. Like, that's scary. I've never even heard of that. Like, they're in a casket. That's a lot less vampire-esque.
But we, to your casket, would refer
And yeah, then they're not cheap.
as the American coffin. Now, the only reason I can think of to get an American casket here is if you want to have a funeral with the open casket, which I've actually never attended, never heard of, or never been to in our country.
No way, that's an American thing? That's got to be one of the weirdest things, right? I mean, it's even as an American, I think that's weird as shit. But it's also extremely common. I mean, that's the norm. You go to a funeral, they're on display, you know? It's pretty interesting, really. It's pretty interesting.
So I guess that's mainly an American thing.
I mean, it's kind of makes it very real. You know what I mean? It's very real. When you go to a funeral, you're like, wow. Yes, this person that we once knew is gone. And there they are. There's the proof.
Why, therefore, you would go to get an American coffin. Since we're already in the horizontal
Maybe that's common in parts of Europe. I don't know. I'm just assuming it's not based off what he was saying.
position, let's move from a coffin to a bed. More specifically, the American bed. You want to wake up like an American movie? Oh, I'm actually
How do
quoting
they wake up in American movies?
IKEA, the Swedish seller of furniture, and they sell American beds here. I mean, they sell regular beds as well, but what is an American bed? Well, it's a bed with the box spring base. Now, I didn't really know what the differences are, but there's a platform bed and a box spring bed. So the box spring bed we refer to as the American bed.
Straight up, I never understood what a box spring even does. I still don't. I hope he tells me.
In general, we're usually talking about something that's larger and quite a bit higher. Now, this is a regular potato.
He's not going to tell me what a box... See, I don't even really know the purpose. Is it just to raise it up? I guess that's all it does. Because, yeah, I mean, I don't know about your guys' beds, but American beds, if they've got a box spring, they'll be, you know, they'll be like up to here. You gotta jump into bed.
And this is American potatoes. Now, what the hell is that? Well, it's actually a spice to use for potatoes to make them American. But before these turn into American potatoes, you also have to slice them and put them in the oven because we're making potato wedges. That's what you would call them in US, but we refer to them as American potatoes.
I never freaking knew that. Love potato wedges, man. Yes. So like how we call French fries, y'all call that American potatoes. Are these even common in Europe? They're pretty good. I mean, they're not even that common here. Like, for instance, the last time I had a potato wedge, probably been about a year.
And you can even go to the store and get the spices for it that are called American. One of the biggest cultural differences in a supermarket we noticed is that our
What's this little cart?
aisle with cereal is tiny little. This is the only selection we have of cereal. I mean, on the other hand, we have automated robots that just kind of wander around.
What? No, that thing's been retrofitted to be automated? That's insane. What is it even doing?
This wasn't planned. Anyhow, the aisle is actually much bigger as the sign says, but all of this is just healthy stuff. Like, we don't have Fruit Loops or
Healthy stuff.
Lucky Charms and stuff like that. Like
Yucky.
healthy cereal. Since we've already been to the supermarket to get the American potatoes, we also grabbed the American bread.
Dude, that's pretty cool packaging.
Now, what is that? It's a regular sandwich bread that we usually refer
They add sugar to it.
to as the toast bread, but it has American flag all over it because it is much wider and larger in size than our toast bread. I mean, you can clearly see the difference, right? This one is also like fluff.
That's it?
Here, I prefer this one.
You have the same size toasters?
This is the regular Czech one, but not regular Czech European bread. Our normal bread is much better and nicer. So this is the American bread. We even have the, flag on it and stuff. This is actually
Super sandwich.
a Czech company that makes it. This specific one is made in Germany, and the company is owned by a Slovak guy who
Ironically, it's probably better than actual American bread.
used to be our prime minister. Now, he didn't invent the packaging and the fact that it's an American bread. He actually copied it from an Austrian company, Oetz, that is a family Austrian company that first brought this to our market. Also, they sort of marketed it as an American
Just with the flag.
sandwich bread.
Interesting.
So this guy saw it and he copied it. You Americans are now just like, what?
Yeah. You see the look on my face? He's right.
I thought you guys eat baguettes. No, that's the French people with the fridge. Now the next one is
French people don't have, do they have French door fridges?
quite interesting, and it is the American Night. Now it is the name of a film, of a movie, a French film actually, but it is a term used when you turn day into night. And it was specifically used
How do you do that? Magic?
during photography or filming. First time it was used was in the film Wizard of Oz. And the reason they used these techniques back in the days is because they didn't have good cameras to film during evenings or low lights. So they had to film during the day, later turning it into night. Right now you're looking at me.
That's pretty cool. I have to say, that one is pretty cool. So it's like a cinematography technique. The American Night. I can imagine before, you know, digital VFX, that was a little bit more of a challenge. You know, you might actually have to use some interesting techniques to turn day into night. Now, I mean, still today, it's actually, I mean, I almost want to say it's impossible to do it 100%, like convincingly, accurately, 100%. I mean, yeah, of course you can do anything if you spend enough time, but considering the shadows, I mean, if it's an overcast day, then yeah, turning it to night, no, not too bad. But if it's like a sunny day, taking that footage and making it look like night, yikes. Anyway.
With two lights and some daylight, and Hamza can put a filter in the final cut that will turn this day into night. Even if you go on Wikipedia, there's an article about it. In English, it's called day to night. In the other languages, it is called American Night. Now, I actually
interesting.
Thought that the term American Night is used because it is fake, because it's pretending to...
So you just use American as a synonym for fake? God, I'm over here like, that's really cool. That's a straight up insult.
To be something that it's not. But that's not the case of American Night. It is the case of the American Smile. And I honestly...
Oh, bull crap. Okay, it's true.
I don't know if you would say that as an American, that somebody has an American smile. No. Probably not. But we say that...
I've never heard that in my life.
A lot. And it can mean two things. Either your smile is perfect, you have the perfect teeth.
No way, that's pretty nice. I have a suspicion that's not what most people mean when they say it.
Perfect.
But that's really nice of you guys. If anybody's out there saying, that's an American smile. Kids do be getting braces over here. Like, almost every kid gets braces.
Smile?
I shouldn't say almost every, but, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the majority.
That almost hurts. It's like cringing. And the other term that I would use it for is that your smile is fake. That I just don't believe you're actually smiling, nor you care how I'm doing. If you still don't understand what the American Smile is, let me show you a Czech film that is sort of a parody on the Police Academy, where a famous Czech actor explains it.
Americký úsměv. No, keep smiling. Zubi, zubi. Americký.
Whoa, man, you bought America? That's awesome. Now, what did my friend buy? I know. No.
I have You bought America? You bought America? That's awesome. An American car? You buy a Ford?
In our language, if he would call me and he'd say,
I doubt it.
"Hey man, I just bought America," he would be referring
You must be rich, bro.
to a car. Either an old classic American car like an Oldsmobile
Let's go, dude. That's cool.
or Pontiac or something like that, or simply a big, large car. There's one more
I mean, a lot of Europeans are going to hate you, but I say that's pretty cool. Get an American car over there in Europe. I mean, I feel like that's pretty unique, right? Other than like a Tesla. But they manufacture Teslas in Germany now.
thing that you can refer to as America and not use it as an adjective, but as a noun actually. But for that, we would have to go back in time to the communist era when we were behind the Iron Curtain and probably go to see my dad at a university where he would say like, "Oh man, he has Americas. Can I have one?" And obviously they were referring to cigarettes that were very special if somebody got their hands on American brands.
That's pretty cool.
Cigarettes, it was something special.
I wish cigarettes didn't give you, they weren't bad for you. I wish. Because they're cool. Like, if they weren't bad for you, they'd be cool. Actually, them being bad for you... I'm going to stop talking.
And they would not refer to them as whatever the brand was, but as Americas.
It's kind of like people call them Cuban cigars, like any cigar from Cuba. They're Cuban cigars here in America because they got a special tobacco or whatever.
Now, since we're already back in time, let's go take a look at another American thing. And I believe we have some historical footage.
These clouds are not bringing joy and happiness because they are from the west. With the help of the wind and the clouds, the American imperialists send the Colorado potato beetle onto our country. The father and the son noticed something little on the ground. They lean down to pick up something from the road.
That's it, the American bug.
Nejnovější zločinný prostředek amerického barbarství.
American bug. Now, since I did not live during communism and during these horrible propaganda times when people were brainwashed that West is sending this evil creature to destroy our potatoes, I never associated the adjective American with this poor little beetle. But when I asked my parents or even older people, what do they associate American with, they said, oh yeah, during the propaganda times, they would always refer about the beetle as American. That's
Interesting. Like, I believe him that he's saying that's fake, like that's propaganda and it's fake. Well, also, like during Cold War era and stuff, countries were doing crazy shit. I wouldn't not believe it if someone said that was real. like, America or whatever, Russia, Soviet Union, purposely spread a bug onto the potatoes. Anyway, that's crazy. American bug.
That's where the term American bug comes from. Now, last but not least, and we have to talk about this topic, is the American football. Now, what you call football is not football because you're not using your foot nor a ball to play it. You're actually using...
Actually, the very first maneuver you do in a football game is use your foot to kick it off. No, I'm just kidding. It is a stupid game. Honestly, I didn't mean to say it's a stupid game. I'm not like a big fan of American football. In fact, I only watch one match a year, and I watched that one yesterday. But, or 2 days ago. But it's a fine game. But there's no reason why it should be called football. That's a stupid name.
Using an egg-shaped object and you're playing with your hands. Therefore, it should be called hand-egg or egg-hand.
Hand-egg.
You decide, but not football. That's why we refer to your funny game as American football, and our football is what it is. Now, the adjective American usually means good or better or something special. There's even a
What?
famous Czech movie where the actor is asking another actor, if I put two identical matchboxes in front of you and I would say that one is from America, the United States, which one would you pick? And he says, well, of course, the American, it has to be better.
I feel like that's. Do we still have any of that? Like, is that still a thing at all to any extent? Because that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I wish it was still that way. I feel like it's probably not. Safe to assume. Maybe that's what Trump means. You know, make America great again. I want the people to think the Matchbox is better because it's from America. Wow.
And I'm curious to ask you Americans, and I know many of you are watching, do you have the same thing with Europe? If some
Actually, with German engineering, yes, and German tools. I guess that's what I mean in particular, like German tools. And honestly, Japanese cars. Japanese cars, which that's not European, but German, you know, power tools, hand tools. I'm thinking of other things. Off the top of my head, yeah, I mean, that's what comes to mind.
something is from Europe, do you consider it to be better quality?
The sad facts of the matter is that most stuff is from China. You know? And that's definitely considered worse quality, but it's just cheap. So it's like, I'm trying to even think of things from Europe. Cars obviously come to mind. Which there's definitely some connotations with cars, like Porsche being the best looking, and you know, stuff like that, and fast cars, you know. Japanese have the reputation for having the best built cars. German hand tools.
Better taste, better something? Are there
The French, I think, are high fashion.
things that you refer to as European that we wouldn't understand why?
Oh, that's a good question. I guarantee there are. I don't like being put on the spot though. You know what I mean? I'd have to think.
I actually discussed this with my American cousin, and she said that there's butter that they refer to as European, or yogurts, or bread. So I'm curious if there's more things that
Bread. Yeah, like if that was labeled like European. In fact, in food, I would say just in food in general, and like cheese, just if it's called like European style or European this, that, people will associate that with being a bit more of a higher cuisine. You know, a little bit fancier. That is for sure. That is for sure.
we would be surprised that you refer to as Europe.
But as far as like, you know, a European fridge, I mean, you got the French doors, which isn't just refrigerators. That's also just those opening doors in general.
I'm very much looking to the reactions in your comments to today's video. While you're down there, you can subscribe to our channel. We will bring you another cultural differences. We may talk about things that are
If you don't already know his channel, then yeah. Go
hard to get in this country, or things that are hard to get in some other countries.
Ha! The Kinder Egg. The Kinder Egg. European chocolate. That's known as being better. Thank you very much for watching. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And go check out Honest Guy. I mean, you probably already know him, but he's a legend.